About like a Brom here. Oh my, yeah, either of those would work. I like the Elise more, I think. But they're both all in early supports. We are just playing to stomp the lane early. Poppy also makes sense for Duro. Gets to block the Leona, gets to block the engages from the Azir. And the Poppy is a great takeaway. Like, you deny it for future drafts. Yeah. Something that you always have to consider with Fearless, even though Gen G are on red side right now. Most likely, they're also making the read. We're on red side again next game. And Poppy is a pick that you can pick early and flex into a lot of roles.
And I think, you know, the Talia might need to be gunned for as far as like first pick is concerned for UCAL in the second game, but that is getting a little bit ahead of ourselves.
Gets him the win.
That's actually very, very cool. It's quite a bet. It's all right. Let's jump onto the rift, see whether they can send him to the military. He's basically grown, so.
I remember that.
Really was not exactly the most ridiculous. As UCAL trading quite nicely here with Chovy in this early game. And I think
great moments in those games, but also moments where we just go in and kind of die.
Yeah.
Post nerfs,
that's with the silence. Rich gonna boop him back a little bit late.
This is all set up for the dive though, so as long as he doesn't die, it's worth it.
Yeah. Sponge gonna get slowed down momentarily, just smashes for the wallbang, and that is going to be first blood going over to Rich. Very comfortable.
Then obviously it's a bit of a disaster on Dale. Unfortunately, also on but then every time I see the Neferi hit like a couple of bleeds. Oh, Duro.
Yeah, Duro looking for the angle. He won't get the stun, but moves Rich back into danger. Andel's moving up though, and maybe they can turn it. Another crash from Sponge, and Duro's just dead. Reality crept into my dream.
I'm glad, because I was good. Oh, Chovy might have to ult. Yep.
In a second. Ulti going to be used from UCAL here as Chovy wanting to turn it. Man. Pretty happy to just go straight into the Azir, but Sponge being able to get the the flash out of him. And on the other side, the Pigeon not so lucky. Another Charm actually hitting max range. Ruler with the follow-up, and there's an equalizer down. Sponge is dead.
I'm not going to let people claim caster curses for that one.
Yeah, unfortunately, they are real, Chronicler, and I am the one that is to blame.
Or
responsible.
Were we just talking about Gen G versus DRX? And Gen G, some laning mishaps. Duro gets punished for an attempted play.
I decide so we haven't seen very many good things from Rich as Sponge is going to make his way in. There's the interrupt as Sponge has to move out of the wall very awkwardly and slowly as Chovy avoids the dive extraordinarily well.
Because that makes it a lot harder for Keen, but I feel like Rich was doing well in the 1v1 and he definitely can't really punish Chovy. He might get punished though, and he does have a bounty.
Yeah, that's Duro just going for the pushback as the charm has to be flashed. Still getting the flash, pretty important here for Gen G as well, as they are taking down the dragon. Well, Sponge is looking to try and deny the perfect grubs. That does indeed come in. As Keen moving on over, wanted to charge that heat up, does manage to do so. Is now Teddy in a pretty safe spot, as that is a two-man on the Impale. Duro just flashes away though in the equalizer. Walk down here by Andel. He can't go back in again as Canyon goes untargetable for the moment. As that's a teleport in from Chovy, gets into that backline, misses the charm, but that doesn't matter. Down goes the Jace as Ruler is going to cleanse away any sort of stuns that are coming in. And Andel thrown around like a ragdoll entirely here, and we'll just get barbecued in the backline. Gen G just seemingly immortal in this team fight. Teddy and UCAL left alive, but unable to do any damage.
Also the 17th.
All right.
For Gen G versus DRX.
Canyon moving in, Sponge in position. Canyon dives on top of him. The deadly flourish from max range, and goodbye, Mr. Skarner. This setup from Gen G is disgusting.
Ondale looking for a punish, but he don't have the TP. UCAL can't join.
Sidestep, and Canyon is going in, ladies and gentlemen. Solar Flare, and Canyon is out. Once again, that was 3 people. Chovy and UCAL doing battle. UCAL, can you kill him? For the first time in 6 games. Maybe not right now. As Ruler is going to create some curtains.
I love that flash from you.
All right, peace.
Hell no! I'm not. No part of this. I want out and just flashes and leaves. Graves with extra steps, and I feel like Canyon wants to be Nidalee or Graves every.
Oh god, I've seen this before. As Rich was there, I promise everyone. Helping friend. As Rich, yeah,
It's
he's
like,
just having a giggle. He's
you
like,
can't be mad.
I can't really. As, oh God, yeah.
Okay, he can do something about this. He's very far off.
He can't, well, not now. Now he can't do anything about it because he's too far up. And so we're going to have to repeat the player cam. It is going to net them a Rift Herald, so that's something.
Just open up.
Oh, he could almost die as well as he's impaled, and Canyon comes in. Ruler is fine. Never mind. Duro's now coming down. Canyon continuing the fight here as the curtains are being called. Teddy is going to be his target. He decides to put a few bullets into Sponge as well, and Ruler picks it up with the last one. That is indeed curtains for Sponge, and you can't even blame him. This guy, I think that like in individual moments. It's hard because I've got so many, but still. Canyon now looking for a bit of an angle.
I'm not gonna lie, memes aside, I actually thought it was you, Jack.
No.
He does musicals.
Yeah,
I love musicals.
Yeah, and I love Hugh Jackman. He's just not my favorite.
Okay, that's fair.
It's all right. Sponge just going to be wandering away. He is still very tanky. As Rich is now going to join, Canyon is not as healthy as he otherwise could be.
He needs more creeps, okay? He's behind.
Yeah, because there's only 3 members of Gen G in this mid lane trying to defend this.
Chovy TP angle?
Yeah, potentially.
He TP's to the wave, though, no? Unless he wants to... Oh, yeah, okay. I was about to say.
Yeah.
DRX, you got this. You got this!
Oh, Yukao. I don't know what that was, but it looked kind of funny. That's all right. They have managed to knock away the jungler, but they've killed the Azir. And now this is looking so deadly. Oh, my goodness. Rich gonna get taken out there as Canyon makes Teddy just watch while the bleed is set. Oh, one last tick, and that is enough to take him down. Oh, hang
Rich.
on.
A man with a dream.
Maybe this was all for this moment instead, as Keen is going to be able to... Oh no, oh no, oh no, he's just dead. The Impale is going to get stopwatched as well by Keen. And now Sponge is getting blended. Okay, Yukao goes in. Doesn't have Emperor's Divide because he used it before. And Sponge, no! Oh God, thank goodness Yukao's actually able to grab the kill, but I don't know whether it was worth it. And by I don't know, I mean it was not worth it, ladies and gentlemen. Slammed into the wall and destroyed the poor...
Chovy has a 4-stacks Magi.
Canyon is looking to kill Rich again. That equalizer was unnecessary, Keen. We did not need to do that. It's okay. Canyon just going to dash over that one, find some daggers there as well, is now just going to avoid the Impale very comfortably. And yeah, DRX cannot catch a break.
Yeah.
Speaking of levels, 2-level advantage for Chovy as well.
Can Canyon just solo? I guess he can, huh?
Yeah.
Interesting. Food for thought. So, made anything interesting for dinner recently?
Me? No, not really. Not a lot of cooking being done at this point in time.
We're in the middle of the season.
Yeah.
That is when we're all kind of like
And you know, I could like feel about their recent hike that they went on. That's when you know it's the goods, and there's like 11 of them. As we got a bit of a team fight starting off here as Canyon might be engaged on. The Impale did actually work this time, but now he's out of there. And the Leona is just dead. They are all walking on the barbecue, by the way. As there's another explosion. Canyon just goes in, gets back out. Rich is in the bottom lane in the meantime as Teddy's played some DDR, able to actually get out of the way of Chovy as well. Very nicely played. It means about nothing as the Happy Bee is nowhere near the rest of the Gen G members, and so he's just having a really good time. A natural habitat here for Rich.
Rich must have known the observers were going to highlight.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
That is, he was giggling as that is...
About HLE, we did not. Rich is going to get harpooned and destroyed, and Ruler going to find that 1-2 punch. 4-0-11 now on the Jhin. That's neat. Duro now hunting.
Oh no. Oh no.
Oh dear. Okay, well, Keen isn't super healthy, all right, there goes the Skana. Teddy is equalized, if you could really say that. Doesn't look very equal to me. Emperor's Divide does next to nothing. My God, this Rumble does so much damage.
Just end the game. Genji.
Please, please,
Genji,
please.
no, Genji, no, okay. Thank you. No pings towards Nash.
No,
Dragon.
they should do Dragon first. Yeah, not Baron. No. That's a little bit too close to trying to win the game. No, never mind. Genji are looking to try and close this one out. Curtain call, just to make sure that Sponge cannot do anything. He already couldn't do anything, by the way. As Rich is going to respawn, but the Nexus is not until game 2. Genji Not going to get upset here today, nor is Chovy going to die. So
해보자. 해보자.
찍을게. 그냥 찍을게.
스카가 풀공 다 있어. 앞에 쓰고 넘어가 그냥. 넘어가. 좋아. 아, 안 맞았네 이게. 예. 예. 스카너.
Just too good. Let's have a look at the damage numbers here as Ruler, like the most casual, most damage in the game I have ever seen.
He was sipping drinks. He was lounging by the
Seriously?
pool. Where is my pool party
This was the
gym?
most resort
Is
gym
there-
performance I have ever
Is
seen.
there a pool party gym? Is there? They make us all
On
feel bad.
mid. Oh, Galio is definitely boring.
Well, it's Chovy Galio. I'll take that. Yeah, I think that's he's had one of the
It sets up for bullet times pretty well.
he's had one of the coolest plays. You know, like a Chovy
True.
4-man flash taunt. That was cool. That happened.
It's really interesting because my brain kind of computes that as Chovy making that play on Gen G, but it was when Chovy was playing for DRX
It was.
against Gen G that he
Yeah.
made that play into BDD's Gen G at the time. Kind of crazy. A lot of our players playing for a lot of different teams, but Chovy is kind of synonymous with Gen G these days. As you better bring up that photo right now as we make our way towards Summoner's Rift for Game 2. Nidalee is the fact that he actually uses his Nidalee skin. Kind of like everyone else who plays Nidalee, but it is just good to see. Yeah, or it's like a sitcom back in the days. Okay, there's a nice double pole there from Duran. Not too much going to come of it.
What flavor would actually? There's no good answer.
No.
Let's drop the balls.
Yeah, we're not going to do that. All right, we are Flash Justice punching for a max range taunt. Yukal is dead for first blood. That's all right. Let's have a look at this one more time from Chovy's
풀 2를
perspective.
박아볼까 아니면?
Should I just
Okay.
flash E? And as it turns out, yes.
The timing as well, because the minions could have actually messed that up. Kind of makes sense if you look at how he played out a lot of the early trades. Should have noticed earlier, honestly. Like very go in, proc combo, and run out again.
Yep. Actually gives you an exit
Yeah, it's
strategy.
good
As
tech.
Canyon has not missed a spear, and there's another flash pulverize here from Duro, much like last week, looking real good on the count. All right, that's a lot of people that agree with you. That's 112 so far on the poll. Get on Twitter if you don't believe Ruler looks like a tiger.
92.
But right now, 92%.
I should credit this was not my original. I just saw someone tweet this. I'm like, you are right.
Yeah, we should actually
Yeah, I will.
credit there
I will.
as well.
I will
I'm
make
sure you can figure it out.
Yeah, I'll do.
All right, Make It Rain is pretty good setup, as it turns out, as, my God, Teddy taking a lot of damage there as the bullet time through the door is going to be the opportunity here. Is Chovy getting close in? Oh, is this his first death? His first death in 6 games? Never mind. He's just going to ult to the bottom lane. Ghoulie wall. And, oh, look at the Mechanical Maiden. It's kind of cool. Little steampunk maiden over there as Chovy going to have his back interrupted. And is going to go back home.
Do it. Dive, dive.
Oh, the bowling ball. Can it eat through the shield? Oh, it does in time, just barely. Oh, man, that was...
That's a lot of layers to that question. We gotta give it a second before we dive into that.
Well, let's have a look at this
might be
little 2v1 towards the bottom side as Rich is putting down the Ghoulie wall to try and stop Canyon from coming on over here. He is distracted by the Maiden as, my God, if that spear was thrown a little...
just in general. I would say it depends on the type of content. I think when it comes to art, when it comes to pure entertainment, I don't think there's merit to that. I think that whatever is popular is fine, but not currently.
Well, just not all of them. As okay.
Also that.
Duro does finally go in. The door is now down as there is the heroic entrance, but it only gets a knock up onto the Braum. Yukal's teleported in as well as another taunt. The bullet time layered on top as Teddy nowhere to go. No chance to get out, and a gorgeous headbutt back onto Yukal as well. He's going to get decimated. Another kill goes over to Ruler, and Canyon is flashing forward to try and take down Sponge. The spear is going to land because of course it is. Unless they lose.
Canyon.
Oh, is this another replay? No, this is just Yukal dying.
Yep. So back to dinosaurs. Atlas time, the original.
Oh, of course I have. Littlefoot was like my favorite character in anything ever for so long. All right, Kane gonna be flashing away here. Remember, he has to save the perfect game.
He's a dinosaur. He's okay.
They did lose some plates. As Duro is just moving forward, does manage to interrupt the CC, but does get Chains of Corruption. Andil is likely to be dead, but can they get more is the question here as Chovy. There are DRX members, and I think that's because they have twice as much money as them. Or at least that's what it feels like. 2,000 gold lead for a Galio into Rise in the mid lane at 15 minutes. Not something that I've seen all that. As Gen.G, I don't know whether DRX really have too much of a right to contest this, but they're going to go for it. Chovy looks for Yukal on a flank angle, gets his flash out. As now Duro on the flank, but they need to wait for him. As Gen.G somewhat split at this point in time. Ghoulie Wall not going to lock down Chovy as Duro. The triple knock up into the bullet time. And there is the heroic entrance as well. They're only just able to take down Andil in the end, but they also get themselves the Rift Herald, and Rich is taking so much damage. In goes Duro once again. And now Canyon is just murdering them in melee range as this kitty cat. The taunt lands onto everyone, and Gen.G.
릴리아 볼게, 릴리아 볼게.
He's like, I'm going for Lilia.
Oh my god, free man gets 2 flashes immediately.
And that's not like a muscle memory headbutt Polv as well. That's a headbutt, put him in position, move, get the perfect Polv. He called everything there, calling out some flashes here, and then just letting everyone know, nice work. There's that. There's also the fact that Chovy hasn't died in 6 games in a row in 2020.
But it's no, wait, 2020 Griffin. Chovy in 2020 was in DRX.
Wait, yeah. Wait.
Ah,
yeah, different one. Damn it. That's the name I was trying to remember. But it was in Tara and Tarzan as well. As Yukal going to take a lot of damage here from Ruler. And Iroven Woodid was on that team. Oh, man. Sorry, Woodid.
They can't lose Otacon, by the way.
Well, they are going to.
No, I mean, Gen.G can't.
Yes, because otherwise they won't get a perfect game. All right, there's some knockups. There's Andil able to walk his way out. Oh no! Oh no! Turret! The turret's gonna go down! No, Rich! Don't do it! No! Oh, why? Why?
You had one job!
Perfect game is dead. So we'll have Baron up relatively soon. Chains of Corruption do go down as Canyon will murder Sponge. Just needs another little swipey swipe. Well, he's not going to be able to get one.
X broken. It's fine. Just go in.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah, perfect game is doomed.
You don't have to care anymore.
As long as Chovy doesn't die, you'll be fine, Gen.G. All right. Canyon will take a bit of damage here from the Ghoulies, but otherwise not too much to worry about.
Exactly what you mean.
Yeah. That's all right, there's a headbutt Polv. It's going to connect onto the Braum, who does have the door, but the door isn't exactly mitigating as much as we'd want it to, as there's the bullet time. He waits for the Unbreakable to wear off, as now the heroic entrance comes down. Canyon kept alive, as Teddy does his very best. That's got to be a good sign. As, oh no, the Maiden! The Maiden! Ruler wants that money. He wants that money so bad as, yeah, Sadby. Obviously 50 gold over to Ruler. Yeah, very Sadby, understandable. Really. He's made once again.
That man is an entertainer.
Oh my god, 50% of his health bar with a double up. That doesn't feel great. Well, we're flashing for a Justice Punch as Andil going to be the sacrificial Braum once again. Yukal threw some spells into Chovy and didn't manage to break his magic shield. As down goes Andil yet again. Another bullet time is beautifully positioned as Yukal does get into his Realm Warp to get himself out. It's pretty cool, actually.
Okay.
Oh, Rich going for the steal.
Wow, let him have it.
Wow, Rich didn't have smite. That's
boo,
so weird.
Canyon, boo. Give him something. So, who's your POM vote?
My POM vote? Canyon. 1000%. Or Duro. After like this and all the other things. Chovy's also played well. Maybe we just give it to Gen.G. Why don't you write down Gen.G? I just feel like Canyon's Nefiru is also so good in game one.
Yeah. Yeah, if Canyon gets
Yukal's dead.
That's fine.
Chovy is going pretty quick.
You know, I think I'm just biased because Chovy playing Galio again.
Yeah.
It just brings back good memories.
Does. As bullet time flies in. Oh, the Unbreakable from Andil is kind of decent here as Sponge trying to get a flank angle off. Ruler is relatively low as the Maiden going aggressive, but not quite aggressive enough here. As look at these health bars.
The damage!
Just melting.
The Dominus!
Yeah, that was... We are getting some information about this buff of the Dominus above level 16. looking great as now Gen G just trying to add insult to injury, but they will take down the Nexus. Died in this game, so
막았어.
guess that does make some sense.
잡고 끝내요.
As yep, Duro just delivered a gargoyle to Yukao.
I now have some pictures of Ruler the Tiger with the glasses.
Oh,
And
that's
oh
gonna...
my god!
Okay, okay, never mind, it's perfect.
It's
Yeah.
It's
Shout
just
out to you,
amazing.
Lena, on Twitter. Literally him is exactly that. So that's what, like, he should never have left Gen G. He is the epitome of this team's player.
일단 1킬만 더 해보자.
As yeah, DRX are going to be left on their fountain,
1킬은 못하겠다.
and Gen G will just allow the minions to take down the Nexus at the end there. Having a look, this is a pretty sad little graph.
except for Rich.
Except
That's
for Rich,
my
yeah.
boy.
Yeah, he did some side lane yorking. But having a look at the amount of dashes on the left-hand side of the screen and then the amount of stuff on the right-hand side of the screen gives you a bit of an idea